in the quiet hamlet of Bradworthy, Devon, where the nights are deep and the lanes twist through ancient hedgerows like the veins of the earth, there lingers a spectral tale from the 19th century, a tale of the phantom coach, a shadowy carriage said to haunt the roads after dusk. Its blazing lights cut through the darkness, yet it moves in eerie silence, a ghostly remnant of a bygone era tied to the restless spirit of a local squire. For generations, the people of Bradworthy have whispered of its nocturnal journeys, their voices tinged with both awe and dread. The origins of the phantom coach are traced back to Squire Reginald Ashwood, a formidable man who ruled over Bradworthy's largest estate in the 1830s. Ashwood was a figure of wealth and authority, known equally for his lavish feasts and his iron hand. His prized possession was a grand black coach, its lacquered wood gleaming like obsidian, pulled by a pair of coal-dark horses that snorted steam in the crisp Devon air. He rode it often, tearing through the lanes at breakneck speed to attend hunts or settle disputes, his silhouette framed by the flickering lanterns that hung from the carriage's sides. But Ashwood's temper was as fiery as his ambition, and in the winter of 1838 it led to his undoing. Returning late from a neighbouring estate, his coachman took a sharp turn near the old ford on the road to Alfordsworthy. The horses spooked, the wheels slipped on icy ground, and the coach plunged into the swollen river. Ashwood, his driver, and the horses perished in the frigid waters. The squire's body dragged downstream and recovered only days later, his face frozen in a snarl of defiance. The wreckage was hauled from the river, but the squire's spirit, it seemed, refused to rest. By the 1840s, whispers began to circulate of a strange sight on Bradworthy's roads. A spectral coach, identical to Ashwood's, seen travelling at night with no sound to mark its passage. Its lanterns blazed with an unnatural light, casting long wavering beams that danced across the hedgerows, yet the wheels made no clatter, the horses no hoofbeats. It appeared without warning, often on moonless nights, moving swiftly along the same routes Ashwood had once travelled, from the squire's old manor near the village square, out toward the ford where he met his end, and sometimes along the lonely stretches toward lower Alfordsworthy. One of the earliest recorded encounters came in 1845, when a miller named Jonah Prust, trudging home from a late shift, saw the phantom coach on the road to Bradworthy Cross. The night was still, the air biting, and Jonah's lantern cast a meagre glow as he rounded a bend. Suddenly, a pair of blazing lights appeared in the distance, growing brighter as the coach approached at an impossible speed. Jonah stumbled to the side of the road, his heart pounding as the carriage bore down on him. Yet there was no sound, not even the creak of wood or the snort of horses. He glimpsed it clearly as it passed, a grand black coach, its windows dark as pitch, the lanterns swinging with a fiery glow that seemed to sear the air. Inside, he swore he saw a shadowed figure, broad-shouldered and cloaked, leaning forward as if urging the phantom steeds onward. The coach swept by without slowing, vanishing around the next bend as Jonah's knees buckled beneath him. He spoke of it for years, his voice trembling each time he recounted the tale at the village inn. Sightings continued through the decades, each one adding to the legend. In 1867, a pair of lovers walking arm in arm near the ford fled in terror as the coach materialized from the mist, its lights blinding them before it plunged into the river, only to disappear without a ripple. In 1892, a farmer driving his cart to market swore the coach overtook him silently on the lower road, the glow of its lanterns illuminating the skeletal branches overhead before it. No one who saw it escaped the feeling of unease that followed, as if the squire's restless gaze had marked them from beyond the grave. The phantom coach became a fixture of Bradworthy's folklore, a cautionary tale for those who lingered too long on the roads after dark. Old-timers warned that seeing it was an ill omen. Some claimed it appeared before storms, others before personal calamity. The rector at St. John's Church, a pragmatic man named Reverend Llewellyn, dismissed it as superstition in his sermons of the 1870s. Yet even he couldn't explain why his own pony shied and bolted one winter's night as twin lights flared briefly in the distance, only to vanish when he steadied the beast. By the early 20th century, the sightings grew rarer, though they never stopped entirely. The manor Ashwood once ruled had fallen into disrepair, its windows boarded and its lands parcelled out to tenant farmers. But the phantom coach endured, a ghostly echo of the squire's pride and fury. Even now, in Bradworthy, the older folks speak of it with a wary respect, advising newcomers to hurry home when the nights grow long and the air carries an unaccountable chill. For on those silent roads, where the hedgerows whisper secrets to the dark, the phantom coach still travels, its lights blazing, its wheels soundless, a relic of a man who refused to let death claim his dominion over the lanes of Devon.